I'm with you. Yeah. On this fight, I'm with you. You put your hands on me again. Racist little dude.
Oh! You know, the worst thing about this is that this type of thing happens all the time at UC Berkeley. All the time. Conservative people get attacked by, luckily it was just one this time, but usually it's a whole group of people trying to attack a handful of conservative people, whether they're speakers or whether they're just students there. But UC Berkeley is pretty pathetic. Anybody who sees that as a reputable school anymore, I don't know what to tell you. You should probably look otherwise. Look somewhere else. Find a better school. UC Berkeley's making a bunch of snowflakes. The man getting attacked in that video is Hayden Williams. He's a field representative for the Leadership Institute. He trains and organizes conservative activists in California. He was there helping Turning Point USA. The whole reason for this attack is they had a sign out there that said hate crime, like hoax hate crime, like I forgot exactly what it said, but it said like fake hate crimes take away from real victims, something like that. And this guy lost his goddamn wits. Like an idiot. But UC Berkeley put out this statement. I'm sure they can find this guy pretty easily. They're on campus. They got good video footage of him. But this is it's turning into so much of a habit to just sit there and attack conservatives, especially at UC Berkeley. I don't know what they're teaching these kids, but it's definitely nothing good. If they're allowing them to act this erratically towards someone that just has a slightly opposing opinion and view, what are they creating at this campus? What are their intentions? They're not trying to teach the kids a good education. Seems like they're teaching hate, discontent, and all this other nonsense against anyone who opposes you. It's like they're teaching fascism. This is the way fascists act. This is exactly the way fascists act. You have a different opinion, so I'm going to attack you because of that. I don't agree with you, so I'm going to hit you. And they call us conservatives the bad guys. It's like, I don't think you know what you're talking about. You seem to have your world mixed up a little bit. But just goes to show what happens when a college, when an educational place, a place of higher learning, preaches social justice and all that, you know, this is going to happen more and more. And people, like the guy was sitting there in the video saying, "You're a racist." Why? Why? What evidence do you have that he was a racist? His signs kind of made sense. You know? Fake hoaxes, or racial hoaxes, racial attack hoaxes do take away from real victims. That's not a racist statement. That's a factual statement. I just don't get it. I don't get where they call Trump and Trump supporters racist all the time. If you sit down with us, you'll realize we're not racist at all. We just want America to be better for Americans and stuff like that. I always ask our liberals or leftists, because there's not too many liberals around. I generally ask people on the left, why do you think Trump is racist? What has he done? What has he specifically done? And the only thing they can ever give me is the Muslim ban. And I say, hold on. There's no such thing as a Muslim ban. He stopped travel from countries that were known to harbor terrorists, are known to be sympathetic to terrorists. That's it. Not that big of a deal. Seems kind of like a smart plan. Then they're like, oh, you're racist against Muslims. And I'm like, hold on. Muslims aren't a particular race. There's a bunch of different races that practice Islam. You know what I mean? So that argument's kaput right there. Because any race can practice Islam. Islam's a religion. And no one that I know personally, none of the conservatives, and I know a whole lot of them, it's generally what I like to surround myself with, because we actually have a good time and know humor and know how to have a good time still without focusing on meaningless banter that's negative. And they're not a bunch of socialists and commies. That's always a plus. But yeah, they really can't give you no good answers. And then if you say anything factual to them, they start losing their mind, because they know once you start spitting out facts, the debate is over and you won. They lost. I feel bad for more centrist Democrats, because all this does is make them look even worse. They are associated with these groups of people. I mean, look at how ridiculous the kids at Berkeley act. The first 2 years of this president's term, there's been Antifa riots, destruction of property, destruction of school property, and the school let it happen. They let it happen. That's because they themselves, the administration of these schools, are snowflakes. They don't know how to put their foot down. They're afraid they'll hurt someone's feelings. That's ridiculous. This country needs to man up and put your foot down. We got to stop these little kids, because that's all they are. I don't care how old they are. The way they act like little children. We need to put them in their place without violence. A lot of people always take everything a conservative says as promoting violence. No. I don't know any conservatives that promote violence. Me personally, I'm sure there are some that say they are conservative that are willing to promote violence, but those people aren't conservative. They're fake conservatives, if anything. Just doesn't make sense. Doesn't make sense. I hope they catch this guy, and I hope, unlike the bike lock professor that only got probation for busting people's heads wide open with a metal bike lock and then running away like a little bitch. I hope when they catch this guy, they give him a good old assault charge and make him stay in jail for a little while. Give him a couple months. Let him think about that shit, and maybe, just maybe, he'll stop being that way. Doubtful, though, because I'm starting to think this new progressivism and this new type of liberalism, I'm starting to think it's a disease that's eating at people's brains, because they don't make sense anymore. None of it makes any sense. It's pretty insane. Pretty insane. But that's about it. As always, like, share, and subscribe. And I'll catch y'all on the flip side.